topic of this, I am one of the youngest guy here. I mean, looks like, because you guys are there as an entrepreneur for many years, and I am just 2 years old in entrepreneurship. So it's a good feeling to be a young guy out here. And, how does it feel being entrepreneur and surviving and all those things? So, anybody learned swimming recently? Recently could be 1, 2, 4, 5 years. So what was happening? I mean, initially when you started, when you were thrown into the pool, you were little choking, and did you really rush to those wall panels to catch that? I think this is exactly the feeling what entrepreneurs get. 16 years of job, I mean, kind of SAP job, I mean, where you don't do anything but you get to pay, I mean, you get so much of money. So you're quitting that kind of company and getting into entrepreneurship. 3 months, 4 months later, again you start looking at jobs. Amazon में कुछ मिलता है क्या? Let's look at Google. Some kind of jobs basically. So that's something feeling, swimmers. The first 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, year, 2, still you look at those walls, job. Somewhere where can I cling on to any of the jobs so that I get regular salary? And perhaps if you can cross this 1 or 2 years of time, more or less, you know swimming now? Do you enjoy being on the panel or into the pool? Do you enjoy being on the panel of that wall panel of the swimming pool or in the pool? You like it. So I think that's the kind of state I am in after 2 years. More or less I have learned swimming. I don't want to go to that wall basically, even if Google comes or whoever comes, I think I don't care about them. So I think once you learn swimming, you can do all different tricks, isn't it? Are you crazy? That's what he called, isn't it? I was also thinking of starting on my own, ever since what I would say 2010 onwards. But then, as an employee, you always know that what you don't want to do. You get the feeling, a lot of people employed here. How many are employed? All. Do you guys like your job so much? I love this job, man. Monday morning. Yeah? I don't want any hands up there, man. So more or less people know what they don't want to do. I was also in the same case. But importantly, what I was not knowing is what I want to do. I stayed in this kind of place for 4 years.
Harish, I just wanted to say something.
Yes, ma'am.
When Sharon said we have alumni meet, I said, I only hope they don't come and say, please help us with placements.
Okay. See, what happens is, I was back to this part. The 4 years I stayed in the state where I knew that I don't want to do this job, SAP job. I mean, who wants this morning going and swiping cards and things like that. The 4th year, somebody called me, are you mad, man? I said, now I'm ready for being entrepreneur. Unless somebody tells you that you're really crazy, don't even quit your job or think of quitting. 5, 6 people, I mean, your wife might be calling you mad, that's a regular process. I know that. So there was one instance. It was 2012 and it was Diwali week next week. My wife had a fracture and she was completely in a bed. And that was the time, morning 11 o'clock, I called one of the friends. He works in Cisco, he's an expat, US citizen. I said, Himanshu, we've been talking about going to Ladakh. Are you interested? Yeah, jana to hai Ladakh. When? I said, tomorrow. Now this is at 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm telling him, I said, tomorrow we're going to Ladakh. He said, let me check with my wife. After 5 minutes, he calls back that I got a green signal. I never told my wife that we are going to Ladakh next day. Between us, we figured out that whose car can get serviced. His car got serviced. So there was Himanshu and I in a car at next day, 4 o'clock morning. We're driving toward Ladakh from Bangalore. After driving 600-700 kilometers, we were having a lunch near Kolhapur. And then he said, Himanshu, thoda bore ho raha hai. Just 2 of us in this big car called Innova. I think we should have some more people. And this guy said, one of my friends has just came back from US. He's in Pune. Now, those who know the geography, I think he's about 3 hours from there. Yeah. So he calls up Sri. You wanted to come for a good road trip. Are you interested? Yeah, actually I am interested. Ladakh chalna hai? Ladakh to aane ka. We are in Kolhapur. Next 3 hours we'll be there. Now this guy, but Himanshu, I'm having a lot of fever. He said, fever. I said, ask him how many days. He said, how many days? 3 days. I said, normally fever stays for 3 days. You can sleep in the rear seat. 3 hours later, she was sleeping in the seat behind. And look at the timing of these things. It was October, and those guys who knows the Ladakh stuff, I think Ladakh anyway it's ruled out basically in October end. So it was minus 25 already, and we were stupid guys heading towards Ladakh. We drove 7,000 kilometers without reaching Ladakh because we had to come back from Kilong. But after that, everything was completely snow and things like that. When we came back and I started sharing this story, I got a lot of compliment. You must be mad. I mean, so now the first thing which I want to say that ever if you think that you want to become an entrepreneur and if somebody don't say you are mad, I think it's not yet right for entrepreneurship. You have to be mad and really mad. I think all those passion and things like that, I think madness is way beyond this thing, and you have to be that kind of mad. What will this madness do to you? I think madness will actually help you to do a lot of things. What I have written, let me check that. So first thing is short-term dissolve temptations and things like that. Because the moment you step out, you will get Google offer. You will get this offer. Somebody might go, Haresh, I mean, you are out now. People are interested in joining this company, that company. I think a lot of short-term temptation comes. And month end has already happened. There is no salary credited in your bank balance. Kids are also looking at it. Papa to much gar nahi rehte, khane kahan se milega? All those things happen. Basically, those temptations. Unless you are really mad, I think this is not going to work. So point number one, the drop which came out, the first drop was this, that you have to be really mad. Second thing, do you guys have LinkedIn accounts?
Yes.
How many? Who has maximum number of contacts? 1,000 plus somebody? Don't ever trust all those 1,000. You will never get business from those stupid 1,000 guys who are on your LinkedIn. I have 1,200 plus. This is the second learning which I got. In fact, when we were coming back, Joshua, he also runs a company, I mean, another entrepreneur from our batch. And he said he has never got single contract from any of the references, right? Yeah. All by themselves. You will never ever get purchase order out of those LinkedIn kind of contacts. You need to know who are your real contacts. And this is something which I found it very hard, 2 years. The first PO, I mean, tail nikal jata hai, that's what you call it in India. Basically, this is very, very difficult. So you need to know who are your real contacts. This also helps actually in combating your social pressure. The moment you step out, people will start asking, "Yeah, boss, naukri nikal gayi kya? Nikal diya." This is the time of layoff and all. So first thing, you are top suspect for being somebody who is thrown out of the company. And people start to look at you with a very different kind of angle. You won't be performing well. Those kind of stuff, basically. I think you need to know really right kind of people who will actually not take you down, but they will help you and really help survive. The third part is IT workers. I talk to a lot of people at 40 plus age. I mean, we are all 40 plus guys, at least a couple of us here. And at 45-year age, they take 1 crore rupees loan for buying a house in whatever thing you see. I mean, IT guys, I was also one of them, and I thought these are the stupid set of people who think that the job what they have is a birthright given, fundamental right given by Constitution of India, that the job will never go. Third year into the housing loan, paying this 80,000 rupees EMI, and they get a pink slip. And then they turn to coaches like us, basically, so which is good for me, I mean. And also, you will get a lot of people because financial management. But I think a lot of people really spend the money while they are having a job, as if these jobs are going to be forever. I think this is wrong stuff. Even the government job can go, forget about those private jobs. Third part which I learned was this part, that how to manage the finance. I mean, this is what exactly I was saying. So that 5 years when I was in that state, there was a time this BMW came up with a huge discount. So 24 lakh was ex-showroom and they were giving in 21. So at SAP we had a fantastic policy of this car release policy. I was so tempted, isko le leta hai, 21 lakh is dirt cheap price, for BMW and all. But then if I take this and another 4 years, I'm a bonded slave working with the SAP, all the day, morning, going and coming back. So resisting the temptation, managing the finances, ensuring that if I'm leaving on this day, next 2 years, even if I don't earn a single money, am I able to survive and maintain the same lifestyle? I think this is some kind of maths which I did very well, and it looks like that worked. I mean, So third piece is managing these finances and understanding that all the what was coming in the salary life, I think that's not going to stay. So the number one was madness. Second thing, what I say is know your context and don't depend on those LinkedIn kind of stuff which is ruled out. And the third piece, what I was saying, is budgets. The final thing, I just another question: how many of you feel that your salary is not really what you deserve? Please be honest. Even the faculty is getting paid. It's okay. They're getting peanuts for the reason I perform so great and I'm making so much money for my company. I'm not paid as much as I should be paid. You feel that once again? Yes. How many? A lot of people actually feel that, And at that point of time, the moment you start feeling this, if this feeling comes once again, or let's say visit you twice in a week, do you feel you're working to your best capacity? Can you ever work actually for this employer who is not paying you to go? I can't be loyal to this kind of employer who is not actually understanding the value of my contribution. Now flip it around, basically when you're an entrepreneur, I also feel the same thing. I'm not getting paid or earning as much as my capacity is. My capacity is at least a couple of $1 billion in a half month. This is what I'm thinking, but I'm not even getting close to that. Now, do I have a choice to not be 100%? The way you guys have it, as an employee. As an employee, I also had a fantastic opportunity not to do 100% of my work and go at 4 o'clock and all those kind of stuff. But I think as an entrepreneur, we hardly have a choice to give less than 100%. And this is the fourth piece which I wanted to say, that once you decide that you have to jump in, there is no looking back. And Sharon, if last story, there is a possibility, I'll share very lastly a nice story. I did all the WhatsApp messages because that's my business. I have to get all wisdom from the WhatsApp. So last message which I did was, there is a guy called Sunil Maheshwari, he speaks a lot. So he was sharing one nice story. There were 2 boys in a village. One is a 6-year-old and another is a 10-year-old, and both were playing near a well, which was kind of not well attended, a little far from the village. And this guy who is a 10-year-old, he falls into the well. And there is nobody, in quite some distance. And this guy don't know what to do. So 6-year-old guy is out, and then suddenly finds there is a bucket and there is a rope tied to it and all. So whatever comes to his mind, he just threw the bucket down the well, and then he somehow pulls it. Now this is a thin guy, 6-year-old, and somehow he manages very hard and then pulls out the guy who was 10-year-old. They both go to the village and finally tell the story, and this is what happened. And people don't believe. How can you believe that this 6-year-old guy who was very thin and tall, he literally pulled the guy who was 10-year-old, a little bit heavy also, and with all the, without any mechanism of those pulling and things like that. So there was one guy who was very old guy in this village, and he said, I believe what he's saying. So everybody said, no, it's not possible, this is joking. No, it's possible. And do you know the reason why it happened? I said, what was the reason? For long distance around that place, there was nobody to tell that 6-year guy that you cannot do it. That's about it, basically. So I think this is the final stuff. Basically, I wanted to leave you with that self-reliance is a piece which I am saying, don't give less than 100%. And once you are an entrepreneur, nobody is there to tell you that you cannot do so. You surely can do it. Thank you so much.